Hey, you guys, it is William calling from Wee Wee Blogs, and Denmark has decided Sissal will sing Hallucination. Dabon!
Hey, you guys! Hey, William!
Shall we watch and react?
Let's do this!
We are hitting play.
Oh.
That voice is nice.
Oh, I like her voice. She's lived.
It's so full and powerful.
Oh, she's thinking in English.
Diva.
Okay.
Confidence. This is good so far. Come on, girl.
That wind machine is cranking up.
I'm glad that's not a wig, because it would blow off. A lot of wind machine.
Love her voice.
This is good.
Oh, this is good.
That voice. She is so strong.
I love her confidence.
And this is building really nicely.
She just exudes so much strength.
These women in the back, though, get rid of them. Delete them.
Gorgeous makeup, love the eyelashes.
Radio hit.
Styling issues, though. We need to talk about that later.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Woo! I like this.
Oh, yeah. I really like this. The song.
She loves touching that hair. Really nice camera work.
Oh,
I feel like I'm hallucinating.
Her voice is suited to like big numbers, like a gospel. I can imagine a gospel choir bringing this together. Ah, these dancers are so distracting. Please, clear my view.
But I want there to be more focus on her. I keep losing her. She can sing. That's a difficult shot in this outfit.
Oh yeah, Sissal can do the soft tones as well.
I like this. And she's back. The sparkles are great.
I like this. It's got that production, Euro dance production in the background. It's ready for a lift off. Yeah!
Oh. That's the note. That's the note.
Yes! Love!
It's very catchy.
Hallucination.
And the wind machine is so good. Oh, and the joy. You did good, Sissal. You did good.
Listen,
Okay,
let's talk
wow.
about this. Sissal's voice for me is those are the kind of vocals that I respond to. It sounds lived in. It sounds like she's singing with authority. There's a confidence here. There's a believability even here. And there's a tried and tested here. This feels really mature, like a seasoned performer, like Adele. You know, like Adele doing Eurodance.
This is one of the first Danish entries in a very long time where you get a sense of the personality behind the performer. I think that in recent years, Denmark, they always send lovely performers, but sometimes the personality gets kind of washed away by the production. It gets washed away by the song or the staging. Something doesn't allow the artist to convey all that they have. Whereas with Sissal, you instantly get confidence, power. You can tell she's funny and sassy. You can tell she's got this bubbly personality. There's just so much you can tell just by watching that video.
You know what though? I think there is a lot here that Denmark can work with to push forward. The only trouble is Denmark at Eurovision is a lazy product. Usually it's copy and paste from Dance Melody Grand Prix, and boy do we know it, there's so many errors at Dance Melody Grand Prix. This could be so much better. Let's start with the styling. So this just kind of reminds me of, actually not reminds me of, this to me resembles, you know, when candid cameras just suddenly show up at your house and it's like they want you to do something off the cuff. And in the context of that, she didn't have time to wear the right outfit or to put a visual package together. So she's just going ad hoc with zero prep. Slaying, right? But that's not what Eurovision is. Eurovision, quite often, countries know what they're selecting. Entries have been worked on for like 9 months, or September of the previous year until May the following year. Let's just say half a year, right? Daily rehearsals, very long days, 5-6 days a week in the run up to then all the parties, then all the. So by the time you get to selecting your entry, you are pretty damn good. So in the context of that, this falls terribly short. And that is the real context. That is how Eurovision is.
Now, the song itself, as I said, radio friendly. You could hear people playing this all over the place. Powerful voice. She can handle this so easily. It's easy for her. There's no struggle. Big notes, no problem. You know, direction, shooting at that direction, no problem. She's got the lungs. She's got the vocal capability, and it's appropriate to the song, right? That voice fits this song. I quite like the wind machine. It's like she's in this storm, but not even a tornado can knock our girl down. She is strong, okay? Even in kitten heels, she can still stand her ground. The camera work. Now, this hallucinatory effect, kind of the blurring, you know, the lack of contrast, like it all gets very fuzzy. They should use that more sparingly. I think it makes a lot of sense in the bridge, but then in other moments I was like, is the camera not working? Like, is something wrong with the camera, the production? Use it sparingly. Those dancers, I'm sorry, with the pantyhose over the head, like they're about to rob a bank, we don't need that. It also creeps me out, right? Sure, I get that they probably represent, you know, the hallucinations or the demons, or you can create your own kind of psychobabble explanation. I just don't like it. You know, the same reason I don't like clowns. And psychologists have documented this. You cannot see someone's face. It sometimes creeps you out. Like a clown, you're like, it's a face, but it's not a face. And I think with this, it's giving dementor. It's giving that sort of ghostly, ghoulish, and I know there are demons in her head. Yeah. But in a stage show, when you've got 2 or 3 minutes, you don't want to see the face. They need to go. I kind of like some of the hand things they do, but the current setup is weird. It's just, it felt messy. It felt very, very messy. You know, if our girl's having a hallucination, let her hallucinate with the LED screen. Let her hallucinate in her own world by having other people, because we know they're not actual demons. We know they are people. It takes me out of her hallucination. So actually, rather than being so literal about it, like, here are the ghosts, let our girl just be on her own and use colors on the LED, because she's got enough voice and enough presence to handle this on her own. She does not need the +2. She goes to the party on her own, leaving the +1 at home with the kids.
The choreography is abysmal. She's good because she's just belting out and she's feeling it. Those dancers in like spandex, they just need to go. They're just so distracting and it's just so cluttered. Plus, the stage lights are dim for most of it. It just feels like she's in the dark. And it's not silhouetted enough to kind of immerse you into another universe. It just feels like the lighting hasn't been thought out. Yeah. And even the color scheme could be so much better. She is beautiful though. I love how voluptuous she is, and I love her face. Just so beautiful. And the wind machine effect, yeah, that worked for me. So Hallucination loops for me as a song. And I like the build, and I like the way it goes up high. It's kind of set to a very familiar Euro sound, right? So you know, when you listen to it, you feel like you know where it's going. But she doesn't let you down. Sissal's vocals actually take flight, and they hold on to they hold on to the lift. So whilst she's like lifting you up with that, you don't feel like you're about to fall off. You feel quite secure. This is really good. This is really good. A lot of Eurovision entries actually start live feeling very average and actually below average in many instances. And it elevates with visuals and wardrobe and staging and choreography. This is in reverse. All those auxiliary elements are considerably letting it down. But if we get to the nitty-gritty of it, vocals, fierce. The song and the lyrics within the song, fearless. Yeah, this is doing well for me. If I heard this on the radio, I'm like, download, right? The other thing, Denmark's radio, the parent company that puts Dance Melody Grand Prix together, they won't even push this. They won't even play it on the radio. And then, you just find out that it's just another song out there in the atmosphere that nobody cares about, that nobody's worked hard enough to promote. And it's a shame, because this is actually really, really good. This is really good. And I hope that Denmark's radio can put a team together to build this visually and to just give it some kind of hope. Yeah, you need to support your entries. You need to do a bit better. Look at what Norway's doing. Look at what is happening with SVT and Melody Festivalen. Look at what is happening France even. You need to support. You need to build. You need to push. You can do better. And Denmark has had some really good, credible names that have come into Dance Melody Grand Prix over the years. But a lot of them these days, they don't bother. Yeah, okay, fine. They got Cutfather to produce the whole show. But then do more for your entry, particularly the winning entry. This, to me, deserves all the help that it can get. And with the right support, I kid you not, this could comfortably finish in the top 10 of the Eurovision Grand Final. However, if you send it like it is now and you do that lazy copy and paste, which you're known for, don't expect this to qualify.
I've been down on Denmark for several years. The last time I was like, okay, was probably 2018, 2019. I love me some Rasmussen. I love me some Leonora. Both of them, Rasmussen was top 10 and our girl Leonora was 12th. But since then, it's been a struggle. They have not qualified. I'm going to check that because if that's wrong. Indeed, they have not qualified since Love is Forever. The love was lost in 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, and sadly 2020 was canceled. I want to read some comments from the WooBlog's website, and these are the most voted for comments. Elizabeth says, I'm glad for Sissal's win, but I do think the staging needs a bit of work to stand out in Basel. To which Teddy replies, a bit, it needs a complete different route in every possible way. Eve says, gosh, I'm so tired of women in underpants on stage. Please, Denmark, change her outfit if she wins. It doesn't look any good. So I think a leotard, we often see leotards on stage. I loved the coloring. I really loved the coloring, the green glittery shininess. I do think that when you have a leotard, whoever it is, it limits your camera angles because you run the risk of, being an over 18 plus kind of camera shot. But no, our girl is working the leotard, so hey, if she wants to wear a leotard, wear the leotard. Thor Beta says, I'm glad Sissal won this since Hallucination was the best option in my opinion. In a decent year for DMGP, enjoyable, memorable, and well performed, it definitely deserves a place in the final and has already won a place in my playlist. Best of luck, Denmark. Let's actually look at the semifinals. Denmark is competing in the second semifinal in the second half. In the first half, you have Austria, Lithuania, Armenia, Montenegro, Greece, Ireland, Australia, and Latvia. And in the second half, you have Czechia, Israel, Malta, Finland, Denmark, Luxembourg, Georgia, and Serbia. So in terms of dance entries at the moment, I'm going through this list. And Ireland has a bop-ish song. Australia makes you move. Malta has a song that can make you move. Denmark and Luxembourg. I think it's interesting. In the second half, Denmark and Luxembourg, those two dance numbers, Luxembourg is the kiddie, sweet, more junior Eurovision kind of dance song, whereas Denmark is the adult dance song, the way she's owning that stage. She is such a confident performer. She's going to rival Erika Vikman from Finland in confidence. She's giving that kind of energy. She's giving Ronella Hayati energy, that big personality. I'm feeling good for Denmark in this situation. I really am. I really, really am. Stian F says, Hallucination, a dance banger catered for the LGBTs out there. She sings amazingly well, and that might give her the victory, but the song brings me back to 2008. Reminds me of Iceland back then, which was severely underrated that year. I think that's This Is My Life, I Don't Wanna Change. Euroband. Though this one feels a bit too generic and even dated for me, for 2025 that is. It lacks the interesting part that grabs my attention, and that outfit, no. We don't need two Erika Vikmans in semi-final 2. To which Dent replies, her and Erika's energies are completely different. Both are energetic tracks, but Sissal's is trance and dreamy inspired. The leotard could work, but there needs to be at least a flowy mesh skirt layer to enhance movement with the wind effect. Right now, she's too static. Erika's style is more in your face, sultry vixen with a latex leotard with thigh-high boots works. Actually, yes, if Sissal and the Danish delegation want to use that wind machine, they should add something mesh and flowing because it makes it a more dynamic silhouette. Because right now the hair is giving us all the motion, but it could be nice if the leotard has an embellishment that also makes it fly in a way. Hector says, typical of Denmark, selecting the most basic pop song. In a normal edition, this wouldn't qualify. Well, look, this edition is what it is, and based on what it is, I feel like our girl is going through. I do understand that the song could read as generic, but it's Sissal's delivery. She's got the X factor. I mean, this woman has the X factor, and that's what's pushing this song through to me.
The other thing is that, you don't need expensive visuals. Hallucination, I mean, that's like, you can create that with a shaky camera, with, strobe lighting, of course, can alienate some viewers who have photosensitivity. I get that. But what I'm trying to say is that the expensive elements at Eurovision is usually the live stuff, like smoke, pyro, but with LED and actual camera work, that doesn't require a big budget, and that can push this push this even further. I like Hallucination, actually. I like what it can do visually. And as a subject matter, I like how it leans to love, but also how it leans to life and how it leans to despair, but at the same time can be optimistic. Because, when you come out of your hallucination and you've had your rebirth, then it's also a time for growth, change, and progression. Yeah, Hallucination. I'm really excited about this entry. I am really excited.
All right, well, that's what we think. What do you think? Is Denmark onto a good thing with Sissal? What suggestions do you have for staging? Keep the dancers, keep the leotard, keep the camera effects that make us hallucinate? Let us know here on Wee Blogs.
I'm also really excited about Sissal. Is she on Pinterest? She looks gorgeous. I want to see more of her and less of the dancers. I already said it, but I'm going to repeat it in the hope that some of this feedback can be explored, honey. Follow Wee Blogs on Pinterest, and we will see you later.
And we'll see you later.
Bye.